We're back from a long weekend. Francis, Labor Day it happened, even though some people believe it's for us, the laborers.
The hard-working
folk. I think they invented this holiday because there just wasn't enough of a break between July 4th and Thanksgiving. We just needed to throw one in there.
Yeah, in America, I'm always amazed at the holidays that just like get thrown in there just for the sake of it. Like there's a bunch of holidays.
There is a historical context.
No, I'm not saying this is one of them, but you do have like a lot of holidays that are just thrown in, like President's Day.
It's the birthdays of Washington and Lincoln.
I get it, but it's like they just have days thrown in there, right?
Don't you have like an All Saints Day or something?
No, we have a patron saint day.
What's that? Who's the patron saint?
Of Scotland?
I don't know.
Saint Andrew.
I don't know. Is there one specific saint?
One specific patron saint for each country, yeah.
Who's the patron saint of the US?
I don't know that. You know the patron saint of Ireland though, because Americans just adopted that holiday and decided to celebrate it their own way.
St. Patrick.
There you go. No, but I love also when it comes to that is like when people ask me how we celebrate American traditional holidays in Scotland.
How do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
They're like, how do you celebrate Thanksgiving? I'm like, we don't. Couldn't give a shit. No, I give a shit now.
You added a holiday after already having Christmas.
Trust me, I don't know why I'm being so negative here. Let me just say, give me all the holidays. I will adopt all the holidays. I like it. I will take them all on board. And I enjoyed Labor Day.
Not everybody had a good holiday weekend though, Francis.
Like whom?
Lil Duval.
Yeah.
Who's in every one of T.I.'s music videos. And that's what I knew him from. No, I mean, he's in a lot of comedies too. He's a comedian. And he was playing in Ludacris's celebrity basketball tournament game this weekend, and well, John Wall was also playing, and this is what happens when, you know, an amateur goes up against one of the best crossovers in the NBA. That's bad. That's really bad. That.
If there was a visual interpretation of what the upside down would look like without disappearing, that was it.
That was it. Somebody commented, "Where's the weak side help defense?"
Someone give the man a hand.
Go right in. Lil Duval very quick to go on Twitter and believes that regardless of what you see, it's photoshopped. I like that response. There's also the response he posted, like a 40-second scene from White Men Can't Jump, and he's seeing where he goes back to his car. He's like, "I'm gonna go back to my car and get my guns and shoot every single one of you." He starts to walk away. Willie Harrelson's get the fuck out of here. In addition to that, John Wall was also talking about how, and also via Ball's Life recently, it might have been this weekend, if not a little bit earlier, he was discussing not just how he's the best two-way guard in the league, but he's a top 10 player, and he kept it, I think, pretty real in terms of the top 10 rankings, but it's really up for debate, and here's more video footage of that.
I'm a better two-way player. I'm the best two-way point guard player in the league. Who? Top 10 best player in the league. Nah, I top 10. I go top 10 right now. You gotta think you got Russ. I'm just keeping it real. Russ, KD, Bron, Kawhi. Steph. I say top 10. I ain't say wherever in top 10, but it's top 10.
I think it's the Steph. It's like he has to admit, it's like he was admitting something that he didn't want to. John Wall could be a top 10 player. I think he's right there at the back end of it. I forgot where I put him. I think I put him as 11th or 12th. But in the tier system, he's definitely
in the Jason Rubin tier system.
Yeah.
I love that everyone always like has a reaction and is super surprised when they hear athletes being very confident in themselves and like quick to judge by what about these guys? Like everyone has to at some point in their life, if you begin to compare yourself to other people and try to like put them ahead of yourself when you're trying to strive for the best, then you're not going to get to that level. Like it's okay to acknowledge that there's other players in the league that are phenomenal players, but I never hold it against an athlete for being cocky or thinking they're the best, because that's what gets them to that stage in their life. That's what, yeah, they need to be humble when they get there, but you think growing up, like the same way that I made the claim straight away when LeVar Ball was being scrutinized for several things that he was being, like he did a lot of things wrong, but him saying that his son could be better than Steph Curry, I never really had a problem with that. Because I was just like, yeah, you set the expectations high for your son. When he came out and started going after LeBron James's kids, you're like, all right, stop being a douchebag. But I've never had a problem with athletes setting themselves that expectation, because Jason, shoot for the stars, and if you reach the moon, then you're still on the moon.
What do you want him to say? I feel like I'm the 33rd best point guard in the league.
Yeah.
In terms of the two-way guard thing, he's not good. Well, I can't say not good. He's not great defensively, especially when it comes to when people talk about being a two-way guard, there's this misconception that it's used to take away from the offensively talented powerhouses in the league, right? They say like, well, James Harden is nowhere near in the top 5 two-way guards in the league. Yeah, but his offense is so good that of course you're taking him over about 4 or 5 or 6 other point guards, unless he moved back to the shooting guard position with Chris Paul there, which seems likely. Bad example, but like Russell Westbrook too, not great defensively. Kyrie Irving, Isaiah Thomas can't play defense, but these guys aren't the best two-way guards in the league. It's not to take away from how good they are offensively, but when you look at a guy like Jimmy Butler, who is not as offensively talented, I'd say, as John Wall, but has a much better jump shot and has much better range than John Wall will probably ever have, combined with his size and length and speed on the defensive end, well, then you have a better two-way guard than John Wall there. John Wall's offensive ability and how he's been able to make up for not having a great jump shot, not great range, not being able to really dominate from the three-point line, but in drive and kick and assist percentage and usage rate, he's the 3rd most used point guard in the league. He's top, I think, 6 in point guards in PER. He's top 5 in assist percentage. He's at top 6 in finishing ability. Like, his offensive numbers speak for themselves. But now defensively, if you were to really step it up, I think John Wall could be one of the best two-way guards in the league, and I think he's still debatably in the top 10, if not guaranteed top 12.
Yeah, it just depends on, he's almost at a disadvantage because all the other comparable point guards, or most of them that you're putting in the same vein, are on teams that it's hard to compare them when you're looking at Steph Curry or anyone else in that genre, because these guys also are playing in teams that ultimately are well-rounded and better teams. And that does play I think a crucial role when you start to decipher between these players that are so closely matched. When you have to look at, okay, so which teams are getting to the latter stages of the playoffs, which teams are going on to win the conference.
The Wizards.
And it's into the Wizards. He is partly one of the main reasons why they're able to continue to.
He's the main reason.
The main reason why they're able to continue to compete. But if you wanted to put him on the Golden State Warriors or the Cleveland Cavaliers or even the Boston Celtics or the Spurs, like, he immediately becomes a contender for top 10 players in the league. It's not even a question at that point.
Put him on the Warriors, he's probably top 5.
Whoa!
Based on if you put him on the Warriors,
with
Steph Curry, he's going to hit Klay Thompson rolling off screens for easy assists. He's going to have KD to take all the worries about not having a mid-range shot, and all of a sudden, he's probably an MVP candidate. He probably is an MVP candidate now too. Regardless, just comment below.
Just a lot of good point guards, man. Let's just say they're all good.
Point guards. They're all playing with each other this summer. It's okay.
Some of them are sending comedians to the ground.
Subscribe. There's a whole new YouTube layout that I don't know how to use.